I'm live. Let me make sure it works. Gotta find Twitch on my phone. I'm still learning how to do this. I didn't do any of the stuff this week that I wanted to do. I was lazy this week. Okay, where is Twitch on my phone? Seriously. Where am I going here? No. Here. Yeah, just show chat there. Okay. All right. So first things first. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this first. Do I have audio? Can't tell. I'm going to find out a save. Boom. Here, 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 here. Send that. Now I just got to pull up Twitch on my phone. As soon as I can find it. I know it's here someplace. My phone's a mess. I got to figure out how to have chat set up as a separate window on my... I got to update it. Of course I do. I got to figure out how to set Twitch up as a separate window on my computer, chat on my computer. Getting any audio though, so I'm not entirely sure. At least I'm not getting any audio on my computer, but that's probably just the way I have it set up. So let's do it this way. We getting any audio at all? I mean, it looks like I am on my end. Getting any audio at all? There we go. Okay. I mean, it looks like I am on my end. Okay, well, I am. There we go. I just tested it, and it looks like I am. But I need to have... Okay, well, I am. There we go. Turn that way down. That was my phone. Bring this up here. Bring chat up. All right, we're good. All right, so we are into year 2. This is my Pittsburgh Pirates short-term playthrough as we get ready for Out of the Park Baseball 26. And I do have my camera working, so I'm going to turn my camera on. You see me looking to your left. I've got the computer here, right here, where the camera is, because it's just the built-in camera. Then I've got my monitor, and then I've got the mic in between. So I know my audio was causing some issues last time, so I decided to change things around a little bit, but it means you're going to see me looking to my left the whole time. All right. Yeah, so we are in year 2 with Pittsburgh Pirates. If you look at year 1, we were 73 and 89. Wasn't a particularly good season. It was kind of what you would expect. I mean, our pitching staff wasn't terrible. I think we made a couple of nice moves during the season. We brought in Shane Baz, who wasn't particularly good with us, but big picture, you'd think he'll be fine. We brought in Ryan Pepio, who we used as a closer last year. I'm going to try moving him into the starting rotation this season. We brought in Luis Gill, who cratered. His ratings dropped after once we got to the off season, which sucks, but it is what it is. Offensively, it was a mess. Brian Reynolds, if you watched my last episode, which I posted this morning, you'll see that I traded him, and we'll kind of show you what that looks like here in a minute. But Edward Oliveris, who we also traded, so we traded 6.1 WAR from Reynolds and Oliveris. During the off season, Oliveris we traded for. I guess I'll go into these in a minute, but we brought in Ezekiel Duran. Yeah, I mean, it was just overall offensively we were terrible. Pitching was good, but not quite good enough. So yeah, we're 73 and 89. In the offseason, we traded Brian Reynolds. And again, if you haven't watched the video yet and you just want to get caught up here, that's fine. So we traded Brian Reynolds to Toronto in exchange for Vladimir Guerrero. So Vlad was in the final year of his contract with Toronto. They offered him straight up, so he took it. Reynolds' contract, not as expensive as Vlad, but longer. And he's going to be a DH in very short term. You can see here's his contract for the next 7 years, 6 years, plus a team option. Vlad was signed to he's just signed through, really at arbitration through this year. So his ARB number this year is 23.5 or something, but we signed him to an extension. So brought in Vlad Guerrero to play first base for us. And here is his contract extension. 4 years, $116 million, 26 this year, then 30 each of the next 3. That takes him to 30 years old. So even if he underperforms or, we just aren't any good, we should be able to trade that. So yeah, we traded Brian Reynolds for Vlad. We saw the Oliveris for Duran trade. I think that was all we did from a trade perspective in the offseason. We're at international amateurs. I do have a minor trade that I have kind of locked and loaded here. So let me find that. Now I got to remember who it was with. It's been a few days since I've played. I can't for the life of me remember who the trade was with. So we're just going to have to go team by team here. I have it set up and ready to go. So just bear with me here while we scroll through and find it. Guardians. Yeah, here we go. Ryan Ritter. I like Ryan Ritter in this game. I think he's good defensively. He's got some good speed. He's got a little bit of power out of the shortstop position. Looks like he can play pretty well against lefties. So we're going to pick up Ryan Ritter from Colorado for Kervin Pichado, who looks to be similar to Ritter. He's just a year younger. He's in high A ball, and he's not as good defensively. So we're going to complete that trade. So brought in Ryan Ritter. Financially, did we do any? I don't think we did it. Oh, from a free agent perspective, again, if you didn't watch the last episode, we brought in Nick Ahmed to play short for us on a 1-year thing. We are moving O'Neal Cruz to center field. We signed Blaze Jordan he was on the waiver wire from the Red Sox, so we picked him up. Pitching wise, we brought in James Karinchak on a cheap deal. And then I also have a contract out to, who's it to? It is to Sir Anthony Dominguez, right? Yeah, Sir Anthony Dominguez. 2 years, $5.5 million. I've been going back and forth with a couple of teams, so we will see if we end up bringing him in. But if not, yeah, I mean, we still got a little bit of money. You can see here. I wanna save it because ultimately, that money. I think I already bumped my scouting and development to the max here. So we're in good shape there. Player developments. I don't know that I need that much sitting in the draft budget. Just drop it down and then that'll dump it back into here. Yeah. So, I mean, we got almost $40 million. Market size below average. Fan loyalty pathetic. We should get a... Oh, we did. Yeah, I deleted it, I think. We saw it at the end of the last episode. I think I got like a $12 million budget bump once we hit the preseason. So first things first, we got to do international amateurs. There's there's a couple of really good pitchers and then mostly hitters. I lean more towards the hitter side of things. Just I don't know. I just feel like hitters are more likely to develop than the pitchers will. But there's nothing. I mean, I mean, a lot of these players are good. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, a lot of these players have the potential of being very, very good. But yeah, I don't know. I look at the league. I look at the league interest. You look at someone like Johnny Gonzalez. I mean, Gonzalez only wants 1.9. Can we sign him cheap? Cheap. Can we get him for like, and maybe sign somebody else as well? We'll see if we can bring in Gonzalez first. With the league interest of average, I feel like we might be able to sign him. Oh, and we picked up Emmett Shaheen on waivers from the Dodgers. Just another pitcher, 3 good pitches. And stuff and movement's not great, but good year in Oklahoma City, so we'll see how it goes. Gonzalez looks like he might end up signing with us. Just keep going until we get an answer. We did sign Sir Anthony Dominguez, so that gives us another, and that's important because Pepio ends up being a starter, we will need somebody to close things out, and I don't really have a. I mean, Karinchak, Dominguez, Joe Boyle, who we picked up last season, could all, I guess, potentially be closers. But we'll kind of see how things go during spring training, I guess. I mean, we may end up putting Pepio back in there. I don't know. We'll just have to sort of wait and see. All right, so we signed Gonzalez. Probably not a shortstop unless that develops, but I like the profile there. So we still have how much? A couple million, roughly. Where are we? Right there, 2 million exactly. All right. So for $2 million exactly, you get a sidearm starter who's already fragile at age 16. That's not particularly good. Any other hitters that are looking for low league interest? Hal Fry looks okay. I mean, we don't have to spend the money. Manny Sandoval, maybe we go after someone like Manny Sandoval with that 75. It's from like 750 or something. Normally, I just go after one person and then call it. But here, I made the decision to sign a couple, to go after a couple different people. Shaheen and Ritter both have to go on the active roster. Hall of Fame. Who made the Hall of Fame voting? Ichiro and Wagner in his last year. Beltran close. Sabathia close. Andrew Jones running out of chances. Anybody of note get dropped? I mean, David Wright's pretty good. Didn't play long enough, though. Burley got dropped. Mark Burley had 214 wins. I mean, that feels like 214 wins feels like 300 wins these days, doesn't it? Just given how things go with starters. But yeah, I mean, I guess because he was never, he won, he was a 4-time Gold Glover. He was a 5-time All-Star. I guess because he never won a Cy Young. I mean, that's a good pitcher, especially when he was doing it. All right. I'm just going to wait on signing Sandoval, and then we can sort of sim ahead. It's not what I wanted to know where I wanted to go. I wanted to go here. So we keep going. Did we sign Sandoval yet? Pittsburgh. No, we haven't signed him yet. There he is. He's all the way down there. All right, now we signed him. So we got like $1.2 million or something if we want to spend it. I mean, we don't have to. We can go after Loera. It's $1.4 million. We don't have $1.4 million. We have $1.25 million. Let's see if he takes that. See if we can sign 3 players. like we just signed him. Yeah. All right, so we signed 3 players. I mean, that's okay. I don't expect any of them to be superstars, but I don't know, fill the minor league system up here a little bit. End the day. And let me turn this down. And anything else I got to do? Yeah, I'm still, you got to forgive me. I am still learning my way through Twitch. I was a YouTube streamer for a while, and I figured I would give Twitch a try here, and still sort of sorting things out. I know there's a way that through OBS I can pop out Twitch chat, but I don't know how to do it. I don't even know where it is. It's here somewhere. Find it. I don't want to mess around too much. I don't want to get kicked out of the stream here. Because right now I'm watching. You're doing some chaos. Are we winning? We haven't started yet, Shawnee. We are January 31st of 2025. We haven't started playing year 2. What chaos are you doing, Cardinals fan? Didn't you used to use Twitch for GM games? Yeah, but I used I only have one. You're behind, you spy. Yeah, I'll show you a Vlad Guerrero in a second. Yes. Yeah, random task I did. But that was also when I had 2 computers in my office. I had my computer and then I had my work computer, which no longer works. It's sitting here to my left. I'm still waiting for those morons to send me a box to ship it back to them. So max inflation, and every time the league that's got to be fun. Now it's a doesn't work computer. Yes, you are 100%. It's right here. See, here's my work computer that no longer works. So I'm waiting for them to send me a box for it. But yeah, random task. I used to have my work computer, or the game computer, and then I had my work computer here to the left that had chat on it. I'm trying to actually use it the right way now, where I know I can pop out Twitch chat and pull it up on my screen in front of me, like overlaid while I'm playing, so I can see what I'm doing. And yeah. All right. So Shawnee's behind. I don't know how many people watched the last video, but yes, there's definitely a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on our team. So right when the season ended, I offered Brian Reynolds to everybody. And the Blue Jays offered him up to me straight up. Reynolds, good bat. We know what we're going to get out of him, right? I mean, he's going to give you almost the same numbers every single season. I mean, that's 20 home runs, 70 to 90 RBIs. I mean, good ball player. But I didn't like the contract. For the Pirates anyway, I don't want to be paying a 35-year-old $15 million. So we traded him straight up for Vlad. And then we turned around and we signed Vlad to a 4-year contract. I was willing to take 4 years, $26 million this year, and then 30 each of the next 3. Financially, we're actually in okay shape, so we could swing that. You can see here we've got some money. And scouting and development is also maxed, so we could actually swing that contract here. The Blue Jays would be folded if they, yeah. I mean, they're going to lose him for nothing anyway, so what's the difference? Yeah, pathetic fan loyalty. It's actually the fan interest has actually gone up. It was 33 when we started last year, so we're up to 40. And Cardinal fan, that sounds awesome. You've got max greed set up. I would also jack up like the injury ratings and everything else, and just have absolute chaos. And right now is the time to do it, right? With 26 coming out in whatever it is, 3 weeks or something. Just mess with everything and just have absolute chaos for the next 3 weeks. The difference that they're right. Yeah, no, I get it, but this isn't realistic. So, it is what it is. We also signed Shawnee. We signed Nick Ahmed to play short, which allowed us to move O'Neal Cruz to center. We traded for Ezekiel Duran to play second base. So our infield defense, and then we brought in Blaze Jordan off the waiver wire. Yeah, there you go. Turn everything to the max. Why not? Have the international amateurs come in, have like 30 of them every year, and yeah, just have it go nuts. So I think our infield defense is going to be a little bit better this season, which should help some of our ground ball guys. You're trying to get to the end of your expansion franchise's Legends career to see if they finish up. Your slugger got a 600th home run. Your shortstop hit 100 WAR. You still have a few years left each, but are starting to decline. Yeah, I've been playing my Red Sox one offline a little bit here and there because I want to see how that starting pitcher that I've been posting about in Discord and my third baseman end up. But I got some good news today on the potential job front. I spoke to a guy that I used to work with who left the company that I was with, and he went to go work someplace else, and they're looking for some help, and I might end up getting a job in there. I don't know how full-time it's going to be. Or, I mean, I don't know how long-term it's going to be, I should say. But I am shouldn't be unemployed too much longer, which is cool, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, we are at January 31st. People have been asking what the equivalent of Luca for AD is, and I guess it's Reynolds for Guerrero. Yeah, I mean, you're not far off, I guess. But Toronto, we picked him up in my Giants save too when I did that. When 25 first came out. Toronto just likes to trade Vladimir Guerrero in this game, so. So yeah, let's see. So we signed 3 international amateurs. You guys weren't. I was in here by myself doing that. So, we're gonna go see how year 2 goes. Hey, I got 7 followers now. Shawnee, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. See if I can get to double figures tonight. That would be cool. The only thing that isn't maxed is the trading. Okay, fair enough. Ezekiel Duran got better at second base. That's good. I don't know. I mean, he had a bad year last year for Texas, but my hope is that he can replicate 2023. If he can give us that and play pretty good defense, I think that's a pretty good deal that we picked up. But we do need now to go back in here and put somebody else in. See what we can test. Yeah, Shawnee, that's why I went after him, because I mean it shows that he's maxed out, his overall potential. But if there's a little bit more in there, if this is reality, if he ends up with 60 gap, 60 power, and 45 eye, he might run into 20 home runs a year, which for a team that has no power, wholly successful. Yeah, I got pretty lucky, it looks like. Vlad. I tried to improve Vlad at first, and it didn't work. He wasn't having any of it. Celestino is hard. I wish you could choose the position you want them to get better at, because there are worst case he's a fine hitter that plays that's right. My offense was so bad that I needed to do something, so figure take some chances. What about Blaze Jordan? Let's get Blaze Jordan better at first base. That way he can spell Vlad and they can rotate. So, spring training. Random task. How's the baby? Everybody good? Oh, look at this. We got some good improvement. I think you can pick the position and that would be good. Because you got like in my Red Sox save, I got a guy that I moved from left field to first base because he wasn't a good left fielder. But the only position the DevLab will let me upgrade him at now is in left field. So he just isn't getting better at first base. So he's waving and typing. Excellent. How old is he now? He's getting old, right? Nothing for. I worked on strength and conditioning with Skeens, because really the only thing that's going to hold him back is injuries. So I was hoping maybe strength and conditioning would get better for him and Jones. Same thing. Shane Baz got better at his control. DeMar Johnson, 10 months. You guys coming out to Impact this year, right? Beginning of May. Let me know when you want to come out, May 9th. Mar Johnson got better. He's going to start in AAA. He's not a shortstop. We need to stop pretending he's a shortstop and make him a second baseman. Daniel Avidia was one of my draft picks last season. He was my 3rd round pick. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Problem with Impact is it right next to O'Hare, and coming down I-90 from the west is a nightmare. Yeah, I know. But Shawnee, if you ever want tickets, man, just let me know. All I got to do is put in the request, and they're there. So, yeah, I mean, just let me know. Avidia was my 3rd round pick. He'll start in high A ball this year as a 21-year-old. Yeah, for sure. No, you and Random Task, you guys should both come on the same day, and you can hang out and we can talk out of the park baseball all day. Nate Dome was my supplemental 1st round pick last year. He got better as well with his control. Spencer Jones' plate discipline was outstanding. We picked up Spencer Jones last year in June. He wasn't particularly good, but I'm hoping there's still some growth. The league wants to expand. Are you going to just are you just going to let it pick the cities, or are you going to pick the cities for it? And then Denzel Clark's plate discipline has gotten better. Yeah, this is kind of what I was hoping. He's not great, but he's good defensively. He's got some speed, and there should be enough power there, especially against lefties, to make him useful. And then we can go back in here and work on some defense for some people too. Potentially. Yeah, like I don't want to work on O'Neal Cruz's defense at shortstop. Garrow, we can work on him. Sawinski, I guess. Letting it pick it, although you want Montreal to have a team. Yeah, no, yeah, those are all good options, Random Task. Those are all good choices. Denzel Clark. Celestina. We'll just work on defense for everybody, I guess. Got a really young team. We got Ryan Ritter. Anybody else? 3 more. Let's see. Tamar Johnson. Rosemont has like 4 ballparks. You could play at any one of them, really. James Nunnally was a draft pick last year. Let's see if you can get better at catcher. I don't know. And Dawell Joseph. We picked him up last year in a trade as well. The Dogs are your team's A+. Oh, in your expansion team. We're in spring training. Yeah, didn't you tell me you picked like a bunch of minor league teams from the area? Didn't you say you did Kane County too, or am I thinking of something completely different? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I could have sworn that's what you told me. Oh, come on. Like I don't mind doing this because it improves fan interest and stuff, but I don't have the money to do it. We will start a charity. That is the right thing to do. All right, pitching staff. Set everybody at 40 pitches. Now, I don't know how you guys do minor league, but I always do 40 pitches for the first week, 60 for the second, and then 80 for the rest. Just the way I've always handled it. Yeah, Pirates can't afford to, but I just did. So I can afford to right now, and I will get the fan interest bump. So hopefully I get the money back at some point. And then as far as lineups go, I don't particularly care, but we'll make sure that they aren't benching somebody that I want out there every day. Like I don't want Ali Sanchez as my starting catcher. That's Henry Davis. It's got Sawinski, Celestino, Cruz, and Clark. Yeah, I guess. Davis is my starting catcher. How are you going to be able to protect 25 players from each team? Those those expansion teams are going to be really bad. You're going to be starting. It's going to be like a draft to glory where you're starting with like all A-ball players. They're going to be really, really bad. All right, let's start. Each team has to choose 25 players. It's fun when you get to the end of a life of a version of a game, and you can just go nuts with it on the back end and see how you can break it. Brian Hayes, he's back already, but I don't like how much he's getting hurt. What am I doing? Nothing. I think I'm just going to delete this, delete the messages. So sim ahead a week. Fake nationalities into an at to make. I've tried, if there are 25 players on a roster and 25 players. Well, no, I mean, Cardinal fan, are you doing just protect 25 players in your organization and everybody else is available? Or are you using the, less than 2 years, less than 3 years, whatever it is? Okay, we got to get through 2 more. 6-man rotation, strict order. Because if it's just 25 players from the entire roster, like from the entire organization, that's just protecting 30 players from the entire roster, from the entire organization. Rule 40 or otherwise doesn't matter. That's nuts. That's nuts. Bump that up to 60 now. No exception. That's great. That's going to be fun. Who are you guys thinking about playing as your first go round with 26? Offline, I'm going to go as the Red Sox. I assume Cardinals fan. You're going to go as the Cardinals. You did North Korea in the KBO and added an injury in the... yeah, that's no good. An execution, huh? So yeah, I'm going to play Red Sox offline. Still don't know what I'm going to do online. I was thinking about it the other night. I've played so many teams in these Let's Plays so far. That doesn't random task. I mean, you're the one who got me into the online play. I mean, I'll probably get back into online play again at some point, but for now I'm just having fun sitting on my couch and chilling. I've been thinking about it. I'm not entirely sure what I would want to do. I mean, let's see. I wouldn't want to. I don't like doing big market teams that have a lot of money. So I wouldn't do the Braves. Wouldn't do the Mets. Probably wouldn't do the Phillies. Yeah, Cubs save. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I wouldn't do the Braves. Wouldn't do the Mets. Probably wouldn't do the Phillies. I was thinking about maybe the Marlins. I've done the Nationals. I wouldn't do the Cardinals. I've done the Reds. I've done the Cubs. Haven't done the Brewers. Doing the Pirates now. Wouldn't do the Dodgers. Have done the Rockies. Have done the Giants. Yeah, so National League, I mean, you're looking at the Marlins, the Brewers. I mean, maybe the Reds. I did a Reds playthrough after my Tigers playthrough a couple of years ago. That was fun. But it wasn't like the Reds. They were like 8, 9, 10 years in the future. So it wasn't the true Reds team. Maybe the Marlins, maybe the Reds. I'm trying to think of who I'd want to add to a poll. So Marlins, Reds. I don't think I would do anybody in the NL West. Marlins are interesting, especially if you play like the real Marlins. You can't have a player for more than 7 major league seasons. Yeah, could. Wouldn't do the Orioles, Yankees, Blue Jays. I really wouldn't do anybody in the AL East. Twins might be fun, but the Twins are actually pretty good these days. Maybe we're looking at like a Twins, Marlins, Brewers type thing. Twins, Marlins, Brewers. Try the A's again. I mean, I tried the A's and at the beginning of... I did the Twins with the City of Champions challenge. I don't remember what that was. You're going to have to refresh my memory. City of Champions. What the hell was that? It's vaguely familiar, but I don't. I've been doing this too long. City of Champions. Oh, right. It's where I played out of the park baseball and um, um, uh, front office football and the Wolverine games. Right. Yes. I remember doing that. That was fun. I forgot about that. I could do that. Should do that again. Vikings Wild. Yeah. That was fun. That was fun. But I would have to have a lot of time to do that because that required a lot of effort. It wasn't quite as in depth as some of the other Let's Plays that I've done because I was just streaming through the seasons. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Yeah, it was the Timberwolves. Tamar Johnson got better at second. Good. Let's just make him a second baseman. Nunnally, our draft pick, got better at catcher. Everybody else, no improvement. Ritter got better at short. I mean, he may end up being our starting shortstop over Nick Ahmed, and Ahmed would be our backup. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Took me a minute to remember what it was I was doing. All right, what do we got? Nothing of interest. When's opening day? The 3rd. All right, so I can sim ahead a month, or a week, rather. So I did 14 hockey games over the last 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Ezekiel Duran, day-to-day for 3 days. Let's just get to April 1st. 14 hockey games over 3 days. Of the 14 games, 11 of them were decided by 2 goals or less. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Had a good weekend. I definitely had a good weekend. All right, so Brock Selvage, we picked him up from the Yankees along with Spencer Jones last year. He got better. He's going to start in AAA. Eric Lauer, Karinchak, his stuff got worse, but still not terrible ratings. Gill continues to get worse. It's unfortunate. Contreras. Yeah, that's the other thing I could do random task. I don't think I've ever done. No, it's not true. I did one expansion. I've done 2 expansion franchises over the last handful of years. I think I did one in 20, was it 23, 22, 23, and then I did one in 21, I believe. Johnson gets better. Yeah, at second base, I mean, that'll play. Hagen Smith, damn it. His control stopped at 45. I'm hoping there's some growth there. That's disappointing. 40th prospect. The Blazers. Yeah, the Blazers. And then I did one it was the Blazers, and then I did one, I think, may have been Out of the Park 21. I think that was this first year I did this. I did it with the Cubs. And then I think when I was done with the Cubs, I created an expansion franchise. I'd have to go back and look at my playthroughs, but I think that's what it was. Hudson Head gets a little better. All right, and we got to send some players down. We have 40 players on our roster. Starting pitching was fantastic. And obviously, I mean, yeah, I did a hockey expansion too. Yeah. All right, so what do we do? Our starting pitching was terrific, so I was hoping somebody would be bad so that we could have an easy decision to make, but it wasn't the case. Selvage, Moretta, Hernandez can all go down. I mean, Gill is the worst of the bunch. Yeah, the very first Let's Play I ever did, Cardinals fan, was the Cubs playthrough. It was during COVID, right? Everybody did something like that during COVID. I remember sitting on my couch at like 11:30 at night one night, and I was like, you like the old school sports style expansion? You tried that this year. I don't remember what he did, honestly. I haven't watched many of his videos as of late, although I should because he's a really good content creator and I should support him. But I just honestly, I haven't watched many this year. We've got 18 players. I gotta get down to 13. Um, did I just sign too many pitchers? Is that what happened here? I mean, Priester can go down. Sheehan is listed as a starter. If I make him a reliever. Yeah, I mean, 60, 50, 45 isn't great. It follows the real life expansion where they draft for like 2 or 3 years. Oh, yeah. Okay, right. I remember that. Ooh, excuse me. Oof. Eric Lauer. Is he going to accept the demotion? Yeah, he will. All right. Now to 16, we got to send 3 more pitchers down. Holderman can go down. Zinski had a good year. I don't want to send him down. He's a ground ball guy. Nicholas Ortiz. Yeah, I mean, we have like Oviedo as a starter who was out all of last season, but he's back now. I mean, he's got some decent ratings. I mean, I feel like Luis Gil is not worth much. Let's see if the rest of the league agrees with me. Yep. I could get Benny from the White Sox. Not interested in that. So we're gonna send Gil to the minors, even though he's out of. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's fine. I mean, the 2 players we got in the deal from the Yankees are better anyway. We got Selvage and Spencer Jones. So, and they're both gonna start. I think all 3 of them are gonna start in AAA. It's a bummer Hagen Smith regressed a little, but I guess that was to be expected. So we're at. I just gotta send a pitcher down. Ortiz missed most of last year. It's a ground ball pitcher. I mean, Ashcraft 3 good starts. I feel like he deserves. I mean, we're going to go with the 5-man rotation. And Mr. Anthony Dominguez was my worst reliever. Of course he was. All right, it's going to be Kyle Nicholas. Extreme fly ball. You know what? No. 55. Yeah, it is, because Karinchak has better movement. So there's our pitching rotation. Our first starter off the bench, so to speak, is probably either Ortiz or, Oviedo. Right now he's listed as a starter. As a reliever, he goes to 55. All right, Ortiz is listed as a starter. Stuff stays the way it is. Yeah, I mean, he probably belongs as a starter, but we're going to run with this for now. We're at 32, so we have to send 5 down. Nunez, Perez. Send both of them to AAA. Send Bay to AAA. Alcantara and Triolo. That still puts us at 27, right? Yeah, we still got to send 1 more down. You could do a fantasy rant. You know what? I never got into that. You're talking about like, Babe Ruth and Derek Jeter playing on the same team, right? Like that type of thing. I could never really get into that. I don't know why. I just never could. Guerrero, I guess. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't great when we called him up, and we've got better options right now. So Guerrero will go down. All right. So there is our opening day roster. I'm going to set our lineup. Um, we don't really have anybody who something different. Yeah, I might. I think I. It's been so long since I've recorded, since I've done this with any sort of consistency. So I'd like to, um, get back to my roots, so to speak, and dive into a let's play and run it out to 15, 20 years like I've done in the past, and just kind of see how it goes, honestly. And then once we're done with whatever the let's play is, we can then dive into an expansion or something like that. So all right, our lineup is not good, but we are going to do our best here. Celestino feels like he is our leadoff hitter. 55 avoid K, 55 I, no power, decent enough contact. As our left fielder, right? Oops, not as our shortstop, as our left fielder. O'Neill Cruz is our number 2 out in center. Vlad batting third, playing first. Just sign a middling outfielder to a huge contract and then trade him for Ellie. I could try it. I don't think it would work. Don't forget. I know the trades aren't always realistic, but it's not as if I'm, really gaming the system. I have trading set on its hardest difficulty, and sometimes teams are just looking to get rid of players. Sawinski. I think we go Sawinski in right against. Actually, it probably makes more sense to put Cruz in right, given his arm, but we'll leave him in center for now. And I think we'll do Sawinski against righties, and then Clark will bat against lefties because he's much better against lefties. So I think that's probably the plan there. Duran. Brian Hayes, shortstop, DH, and catcher. Henry Davis. Do we go Blaze? Blaze is, yeah, let's go Blaze Jordan. He's going to be a singles hitter, but that's okay. And then I think we're going to start Ritter. Actually, the defense, not that far off. He's got a better arm than Ahmed, which should make him better served to play short, I guess. Henry Davis wants Ali Sanchez starting every third game. I don't want Ali Sanchez starting every third game. That's all right. Let's copy the lineups. Clark, take Sawinski out, put Clark in. So against lefties, we're going to do this because Clark only has the 50 arm out and right. High contact, no gap guys are useless in this patch. I did a playthrough with the Red Sox, like when Out of the Park 25 first came out, and Blaze Jordan turned into a really, really effective, like 280 to 300 at bat a year guy. He hit like 340, like 4 straight seasons. So if I can get something, even remotely close to that, I will definitely take that. All right, well, we're at opening day. (13-13). It's all right, I guess. Not that it matters much at all, but we shouldn't go on any super long losing streaks with Skeens, right? Stay close to an even record. They were really good when the game came out, but people started memeing some guy in the Philly system. So like an RJ Mayer type situation. All right, top 100 prospects. Red Sox have number 3 and number 4. Of course they do. This was one of the international guys. We got Johnson at 9. Hagen Smith at 37. Duncan Marston at 43. That's not terrible. Where are we overall? 8th, Johnson, Smith, Marston, and Aiden Harris. It's a 13th round pick. And he's this number 68 prospect in the game right now. Okay. Let's get a scouting report. At least they nerfed it in Clay's league. You had a bunch. Okay, well. Who is this? Password. Gotta make his nickname. They gotta add his nickname to this version of the game. Kyle Teal and then Kalen Culpepper. Wow, Sox did well this year. At any rate, we got the Miami Marlins on opening day, so we're just going to go ahead, and I guess we're just going to sim a week at a time. We won on opening day, no surprise, behind Skeens, and then we lose 2 in a row. We lose 3 in a row. So we lost 3 out of 4 to the Marlins. That's not great. Again, we can't hit. We're hitting 184 through 4 games. Swinsky's 0 for 6. We got home runs from we got a single home run from Duran and DeLuca. Okay. Well, that's what I was saying. I won't go on any super long losing streaks because I've got Skeens out there. So in theory, we won't lose more than 4 or 5 games in a row going, regularly. Skill cleared waivers. Let's let the AI set that up. Want to make any other changes? These are the kind of pitchers I like. Get good stuff, good movement. Control's not great, but he's a sinker slider pitcher, ground ball guy. We'll put him on the 40 man and then call him up to AAA, I suppose. Got to call Grandma. All right, I'll be here. We got here. That's all right. Yeah, Hayden Harris. I like that. Good gap power. Great power. All right, we're 1-4. That's how we started out last year as well. I want to get my hair cut tomorrow for the first time in what feels like 4 months. So that'll be nice. 3-5, 3-6. 4-6 through 10. Worst offense. We have the worst offense in the National League and the best pitching staff. Okay, sounds about right. Skeens 2-0 in his 2 starts. He's been as advertised. Brian Hayes gotten off to a good start. Vlad has a single RBI through 10 games. We've scored 31 runs in 10 games. What can we do about that, if anything? Looks like we got to get DeLuca out there a little bit more somehow. Guess we do this. Get DeLuca out there some against lefties. Against righties, I have no idea what to do. But we're 4-6. We know where we're going to struggle. We know it's our offense. So hopefully we can get a little bit hot and our pitching staff can carry us. And don't forget, we were a 500 team, 100 games into the season last year. It was after the deadline. I lost both O'Neal Cruz and Cabrian Hayes, and things just went sideways. 9-7. Yeah, PPO is gotten off to a not great start. We may move him into the. We may move him back into the bullpen here at some point. Let's do this. We'll switch him around. Boyle. It's only 3 innings. I'm not terribly worried about it. All right, so we got a 3-0 decision. Was that Skeens? Sure was. Yeah, I've got 9 wins and Oviedo has 6 saves. It just kind of goes to show we're playing a lot of close games because we can't hit. We are 10-9. 11-11. Okay, we're still hanging in there. You can't. I mean, someone like Tamar Johnson could be big for us just because he has the ability to get on base at a high clip. Cruz isn't hitting. Vlad's only at 250. Expect a little more power out of him. Duran's only at 195, but he leads the team in RBI, which is a junk stat, I know, but still. All right, let's just get to the end of the month. 11 and 13. We kick in to May, and we are what? 11 and 14. All right, so we went on a bit of a losing streak there at the end of the month. Tucker and Ohtani, Suarez, and Scott Barlow is your pitcher of the month in the National League. Bracho and Trey Lipscomb are your rookies of the month. Yeah, I mean, Celestino probably shouldn't be the leadoff hitter, but, I mean, what are the options? DeLuca's given us... I mean, DeLuca's at 7 home runs. I mean, I think we just do that and say, figure it out. Let's do something weird. Let's do that against lefties. Catcher in the leadoff spot. We got 6 players in our starting lineup who are negative WAR through the first month of the year. Not great. Pitching stats. I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine with Skeens, Jones, Baz, and Ashcraft. Pepio, 357 BABIP. His FIP is 2.5 runs lower than his ERA, so we'll give him another month as a starter and see how it goes. Oviedo hasn't been great as the closer. Ortiz has been really good. Kind of want to just do this, make this move now. I kind of want to just do this. And see if, does it make Pepio my closer? It does. I kind of just want to do that. Pepio had a lot of success as our closer, so I think we'll just stick with that. And we'll go normal usage on all of our middle relievers because none of them are particularly good. Yeah, so 11 and 14. We've lost a handful of games in a row, but we got Skeens going today. Hopefully that, yep, we get the win there. Back-to-back wins. All right, win 2, lose 2. DeLuca continues to mash. He has 9 home runs in 27 games. The home runs were middle of the pack in home runs. It's everything else has just been brutal. Feel bad for Baz. He's got an ERA of 2.5, and he doesn't have a win yet. All right, let's go. Get back to 500. 2 games under. All right, Nick Ahmed doesn't like being a bench guy, but, you know, I didn't realize I was going to be picking up Ryan Ritter. Could have traded for Duran last year, and he's gotten better. Johnson and Skeens for him now, yeah, well. All right, let's just keep going. 15 and 18. Baz is down for about a week. All right. So we will put Oviedo in the rotation for a week, I suppose. Just let it go. Win 9-1 here. That's a good game. Guerrero with his 4th home run. Johnny DeLuca, like, this is just absurd. He's on pace for 62 home runs. I mean, not going to happen, but yeah, Ortiz has been great. I'm glad I moved him back into the rotation. Can we put together a bit of a winning streak here? We won 2 in a row. We're 4-1. Was that Ashcraft? Yeah, the rookie. I mean, he's been pretty good too. Duran's still not hitting. Abs, that's just awful. All right. Let's do this. Move Duran down a bit. I think we'll leave it like that, though, because neither Duran or Ritter are hitting all that much, so I don't want 200 hitters right at the bottom of our lineup. It does say we have 3 players that are hot, which is nice. But what's Clark doing? 9 for 68. That's not going to get it done. Spencer Jones isn't hitting all that well at AAA either. If he was hitting a little bit better, I might give him a shot, but he's not there yet. I don't want to rush Johnson. He's only 20, so he will stay in AAA all year. Yeah, I think we just got to go with what we have. We just don't have a. That's not great. We just don't have a another option right now. We're still just a game under 500. I think we got Skeens going today. It's against the Angels, right? Yeah, we got Skeens going today. Can we get back to 500? No, we lose with Skeens on the mound. That's no good. 18 and 19, 18 and 20. Yeah, I mean, we're hanging right around, but we can't. It's like win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. Beat the Cubs 5-2 here. Good game for Davis. Some of the guys are starting to come around a bit. I mean, those aren't bad numbers for Davis. That's not a good game by Skeens. Sheehan came in, pitched well. Skeens hasn't been. I mean, he's been fine, but he hasn't been like Paul Skeens, right? Like, I mean, what you expect. Jared Jones has actually outpitched him. Oh shoot! I gotta get Baz back out there. Long relief. How many at bats against Major League pitching and fielding, but against the 2024 Rockies? An infinite number. Like, I'm not one of those people who thinks that like I would stand any chance at all. Like, I mean, I'm around indie ball guys all summer long, and a lot of those guys didn't even, make it. A lot of those guys weren't even drafted, and I watch some of the things they do, and I know that I couldn't touch it. Just absolutely couldn't touch it. So, is there a number above infinity? Because that's about where it would be. I mean, maybe if they threw me nothing but fastballs, like if they agreed to throw me nothing but fastballs, I could time one up eventually. But, if they're up there pitching, trying to get me out, I would stand no chance. Losing a bunch of games in a row here. I don't like this. That wasn't a good week. We went from 20 and 21 to 21 and 27. 7 games out of first, 3.5 out of a wild card. Pitching's still hanging in there. We're 4th in the league in home runs, so we've got power. We just aren't getting on base at all. Yeah, that's my knee. I'm getting all comfortable here. I don't know that there's really anything we can do. Any interesting players on the trade block? Not really. Renfro's not bad as a platoon guy, but I mean, $7.5 million. Are they just looking to get rid of him? Kind of. Celestino's been, I mean, if there's a word worse than bad, that's what he's been doing. Same thing with Clark. I got 2 guys hitting under 170 that are playing almost every day. Maybe we send Celestino back to Triple A and try to bring in Renfroe to bat against lefties. Let's see if we can make something happen like that against somebody that, in exchange for somebody that I don't particularly care about. You want Trey Gonzalez? Harbin's getting better. The game values him, which means he's going to get better. I mean, we're only 3.5 games out of the wild card. So I feel like making a minor move like this to try to get us some better hitting against lefties. I mean, there's some value to that. What about Chang? Okay. Blanco. Sure, you want Axiel. That's a great name. Axial Plaz. That's a fantastic name. Will you retain? Retain 25%. All right, that's fine. I'm good with that. So we'll bring in Hunter Renfroe. Send Celestino back to AAA. We'll bring Renfroe up. I gotta DFA somebody. Triolo, no. Priester Joe Perez, a 25-year-old first baseman who can't hit. Sure. All right, Renfroe. Stick him right in the lineup. We will move everybody down a spot. Get Clark out of that leadoff, out of that cleanup spot. Do something like that. Just no, the way yeah, no. So I've sort of found that when this only works that I can tell with relievers. So if the game likes a reliever, like values a reliever highly, that tells me that, because I've made a handful of trades in Out of the Park 25 trading relievers, because you don't need a reliever, but necessarily need a reliever, but it seems like every time I trade a reliever that the game values, they get some sort of TCR bump and they turn into something really, really good. So I'm hesitant to trade relievers like this because of what I've seen happen in the past, if that makes sense. All right, so we added Hunter Renfroe. I mean, he is what he is. I mean, his contract, they're going to retain 25%. Renfroe will play every second game. Yeah, that's fine. Sanchez is not going to play every second game at catcher. Luca, Jordan, yeah. So we'll run with that. All right, let's see if that helps. Not so far. Just don't want to finish last. If we can finish close to 500 this year, we can finish somewhere around 78, 79 wins. I'll take that. All right, so 29 and 24 starting June 1st. Karinchak's been fine, not great. Dominguez has been really bad. He's got a 400 BABIP, so I'm going to assume that this will work itself out. DeLuca averages down a bit. He's down to just 43 home runs. Renfroe, how's he done since coming over? 2 for 12, because of course. I think you're correct. I've noticed that the game asks say a bunch. Yes, that's yeah. You said it much clearer than I could, but that's what I was trying to get at. And if the game says we want your 5 best players or this random reliever, chances are that random reliever is going to turn into a really good ball player. Tamar Johnson just got another talent bump. He may force my hand here. I don't want to call him up unless we're legitimately in a race, but I mean, he's gotten better. Dome's potential movement got worse. He still looks okay. Ashton Curtis. Vidia got better. Anything else of interest? Francian. Batter of the month, AL, Kyle Tucker. NL, Morel. Pitcher of the month, AL, Bednar. Good for him. Justin Steele, pitcher of the month in the NL, rookie of the month in the AL, Mason Flaherty. In the NL, Ethan Salas. All right, catch rating 343. All right, so we're 24 and 29. Again, the pitching, I mean, Skeens, that wasn't a good month for Paul Skeens. 5.93 ERA, but a 374 BABIP. So, I mean, he'll be fine. Jones has been good. Baz has been really good, too. He's just gotten unlucky here. I think we're going to bump this up so that he can stay out there a little bit longer and maybe pick up some wins. In fact, yeah, we've got the slow hook on Skeens. Oops. Bit of a slow hook on Jones. In fact, we'll bump that up a little bit more. Ortiz has been good. Ashker. Yeah, I mean, our starting pitching has been the best in the league. We just can't hit. We just cannot hit. 25 and 29. Back-to-back 2-1 wins. Vlad with 6 home runs through May. That's not great. That is not great. But got DFA'd. All right. Joe Perez. So we get to July 1st and see if we want to call any of our players up, like move them around at all. Hagen Smith hasn't been good, but hopefully there's some change there. 26 and 30. All right, 28 and 31. How is Reynolds doing? Oof. A 90 OPS plus, a 700 OPS. Vlad is, I mean, at least Vlad's 115 OPS plus. At least he's hitting a little bit. Brian Hayes had a good game. Duran's only a 215. Ortiz is 6 and 3 with a 2.5 ERA. What are we getting out of Renfroe? Still hasn't hit a home run for us. He's 4 for 23. Sure. Now we take on the Dodgers, which means we probably, we're only 4 games out of a wild card. I mean, we could still, in theory, do it, but we got a tough schedule coming up here. Have multiple players who are not eligible. An age thing? Who's not eligible? Hearts black. De La Paz, Claude, and Cabrera. These 23-year-olds. All right, well, I guess I stick them in A-ball then. All right. So what do we got next? We just got to keep simming, right? Yeah. June 9th. Okay. You guys are killing me here. These guys got to get called up as well. Yeah, so we made the one trade for Hunter Renfroe. I don't know how many more. We just beat Ohtani. We beat them again. And we just swept the Dodgers. And then we lose O'Neal Cruz for 3 to 4 weeks, because of course we do. He cannot stay healthy. We sweep the Dodgers and we lose O'Neal Cruz. So it's a little bit of good, little bit of bad. We're 31 and 31. Yeah, Celestino, I mean, you send him down to AAA and he rakes, but he can't hit in the majors. I guess we'll call up Peguero. I don't want to call up Johnson yet. We'll just have to move somebody else to center. We'll move Sawinski to center, and we'll bring in Renfroe in right. Jordan, Ritter. Who's going to bat second? I guess we'll just do that, I guess. Not crazy about it, but no. Ahmed every third game. Peguero every second game. No. Center fielders against lefties. DeLuca will move to left. Clark will move to center. And then we need a DH against lefties. Jordan. Just swept the Dodgers. That is nuts. Baz picked up his first win of the year. Yeah, I mean, if we could hit just a little, if we could be middle of the pack offensively, we'd probably be in the playoffs. But we can't. A good pitching staff. It's 2.5 games out of a wild card. We're over 500, and we lose Hunter Renfroe for 1 to 2 weeks. Of course. And this is where the injuries come. Who started this one? Shane Baz, 8 2/3 shutout. All right, so now we got to call up an outfielder. Don't want to call up Spencer Jones. Don't want to call up Celis. I mean, he's hitting. I mean, fine. Just call Celestino back up. Stick him in the lineup, I guess. Right, and we'll bat him at the bottom of the order, I guess. And then what are we missing? We're missing a right fielder. So we got Celestino. I mean, how bad is Sawinski against lefties? It's not great, but get him out there. Do that. Bat Blaze Jordan fourth, I guess. All right. I also wanted to, if anybody is in here that doesn't already belong, when I say belong, I mean to our Discord. This is my Discord. You want to hop on over there and join us, and it's a small community. I think there's about 70 of us over there or something, and that would be cool. If you don't, that's fine too. Give the options, I guess. All right. Now we're game under 500. We lost now 3 in a row, 4 in a row. There we go. We pick up a win, then we lose. Yeah, the lack of offense is a real problem. 15th in runs scored, 2nd in runs against. All of our starters have sub-4 ERAs, but we simply cannot hit. Duran's got 10 home runs, so he's got a little bit of power, but he's hitting 208. He's walked 13 times, struck out 63. Good game for Blaze Jordan. Skeens gets the win. Yeah, I'm not sure what the answer is. I mean, I don't want to. Adam Duvall is another one who can hit lefties, but I don't want to keep putting band-aids on it, right? I want to find a solution. What do we got for upcoming free agents? Not a lot. Bichette wouldn't be bad. He's going to want a lot of money. We might just have to piecemeal it together until we can get lucky. I don't know what the solution is. Renfroe's back in a day, so we'll call him back up here right now after we win 3-0. Blaze Jordan has a home run. Jones is 6-6. Celestino will go back to the minors again. We will call back up. Renfroe, we get Cruz back in a week or two, which is positive. Renfroe in right. We'll move everybody down one. Renfroe will replace Sawinski, and he will bat cleanup. I mean, he's really good against lefties. And has he gotten any at-bats against lefties with us yet? I won't really tell. Yeah, I mean, he destroys lefties. Maybe when we get into July, we'll be able to make a deal for a bat. I don't really know. We can maybe use some of our pitching depth. I'm not entirely sure what the plan is. We're game under 500, 2 games under 500, 3 games under 500. We lose Nick Ahmed for 3 months. Okay. I don't know. Malcolm Nunez. I can't bring myself to call up Tamar Johnson yet. He's Rule 5 eligible, so we're going to have to put him on the 40-man next year, but I don't want to blow that this year unless I absolutely have to. I guess we'll just call Celestino back up. I think we have enough. Yeah, we got Piguero. And then here we'll just let... I don't want Sanchez starting every second game. Piguero every fifth game. How are things going? We'll look in a day once we get to July 1st. We were 48-48 last year. We were 96 games. We were a 500 team, and then we lost O'Neal Cruz and Cabrian Hayes for the season, and things just went sideways. We are 4 games under 500 right now on July 1st, and Renfroe got hurt again, but he's day to day. Still doesn't have a home run for us in 50 at-bats, of course. Selvage, his control gets better, but his potential dropped. 1 in 11. That's not good. Nicholas has been really good in AAA, but I just don't have a place for him right now. Harbin, he got better. I just don't have a place for him. I mean, that's an easy fix. I mean, I could easily just... there were people who wanted him in the offseason. Anybody want him now? Nope. We could get Cooper Bowman. He has some outfield depth. He's not bad against lefties. Clears the money off the books. Jonathan Aranda. Sure. Free up a couple $1 million. That's fine. And then we can call up Harbin. Bowman has to go on the 40, and he'll go in. Oh, he was a Rule 5 guy this year. Okay, well, Celestino will go back down. Bowman will come back up. And that is fine, so we'll do that. Karinchak is probably the next piece to go. In fact, with his ratings drop... oh, my phone's at 20%. Do I have any way to plug it in? I have this, but can I plug this in someplace? That is the question. I guess I can run my mouse off of a battery rather than... or run it off of Bluetooth rather than the dongle, which should still work okay, right? Yep. And then my phone can go here. I gotta take it out of the case. That works. Nobody wants Karinchak. All right. Send him to AAA. And we are going to call up Kyle Nicholas. Make Nicholas a reliever. Relief. Yeah, I mean, our pitching staff has been great. Pepio, I think his spot is in the bullpen. If we look at his splits, yeah, I mean, his spot's in the bullpen. I think that's established at this point. So, in fact, I think I want to take this. Hang on. Move this. Will it reach? Oops, sorry. I don't think this is going to reach. Can I get it to go here? You know what? Hang on a second, guys. I'm going to unplug my mic. Move it to the other side. Can I get it to go here? You know what? Hang on a second, guys. I'm going to unplug my mic. Move it to the other side. Test. What about now? That should be better now, yeah? You should be able to hear me now. Should be able to hear me now. All right, yeah. I unplugged the mic, and when I plugged it back in, for whatever reason, OBS didn't pick me up. Yeah, we were just looking at I was just.
What about now?
It's much better. Yeah, you can hear myself, and you see, I'm not good at this. You know that. You know I'm not good at this. So I'm scrambling as I go here. I was just looking at offensive players to try to bring in and improve my team, but. All right, so Cruz is back. I mean, Cooper Bowman. I got to keep Bowman because he's Rule 5. I got to keep Blaze Jordan because he's Rule 5. Denzel Clark will go to AAA because he's just been awful. Cruz into the lineup in center field. What are we doing? This center and then right, and then Cruz up here, and then that, and then Cruz in center. We'll do that. We're 38 and 42. Let's get to the draft. Ugh. Renfroe got hurt again. He's always hurt. Top 100 prospects. Tamar Johnson is now 4th. 10-2 win. I like that. O'Neal Cruz 4 for 5. 5 RBI. All right. Jones, Oviedo. That's not bad. 5 games under. Oh, come on. Boyle's pending. Jones is out for 2 to 3 months. That's not great. It's the same time last year that the injuries started to pop up and hurt us. So we're going to call up Eric Lauer. And then into the rotation. Do we go Nicholas? He's really good as a starter in the minors. We'll give Eric Nicholas a shot. Sure, why not? All right, let's just sim the game on this day. 42 and 45. We have the 5th pick in the draft. That's good. I like looking at some of the box scores. You guys know that. Hayes, 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. Duran, that average still light, but it's coming up some. Vlad stuck on 9 home runs. Skeens is 8 and 4. Cruz having a pretty good season. If he can stay healthy, he's having a pretty good season. Yeah, 42 and 45. We are only 2.5 out of a wild card. But it is time for the draft. Johnson, Harris is up to number 47. Hagen Smith, he's down to a 50 overall. So, random task, you may have been right about Hagen Smith. We're going to have the 5th pick in the draft here. The Mets, your New York Mets. Random task went from 5 to 1. Good for you. Good for them. All right, what do we got? We need a bat, man. We need a bat. And ideally, a bat that's... Ethan Holiday is the guy, but I don't know that he's going to make it to us. Cullen would have preferred the real life result, making the playoffs. Jared Thomas, I don't know that he's going to fall to us. There's some good names here. What does the mock draft have us doing? Sebastian Norman. Yeah, it's Thomas and Holiday going 1-2. Probably not going to land either of those guys. Smith didn't pan out, but the first draft is usually pretty bad. Yeah, that's a good point. Tyler Bremer. All right, well, let's see how it goes. All right, so they took Jared Thomas, which is a shame. Chicago took Tanner Thatch. Ugh. Bad teams stay bad for a reason, man. That's why when I play online, I delete the pool so it populates like it normally does. Yeah, I know. I just like to have the names, just in case they do work out, I guess, more than anything. Von Necker. Didn't I have him in a playthrough? I drafted him, I think, as a third baseman. First year player draft. So we have Oakland and Washington. If we can end up with Holiday, it's not going to happen though, right? I mean, he's gonna go. Okay. If we let goes to the A's, okay, we got one pick. If the Nationals don't take Ethan Holiday, that's I think our guy. Schubert. Mason White is a good option as well. There goes Ethan Holiday. All right, that's what I don't want to say it's what I was afraid of, but that's sort of what I assumed would happen. They want us to take Brady Ebel. 17 years old. Obviously elite power. Decent defensively. I like the idea of Mason White. College bat. Develop is a little bit light development wise. I'm going to plop White in here. I like him as of right now. A lot of college level talent in this one. Jordan Serrano, he wants almost $11 million. Your first TCL was a real player, high school out of Georgia. You don't think he declared in the draft? Realized he followed, and then he went to Wake Forest, and then he didn't even get drafted when it was all said and done. I like Mason White. Schubart, if he was a bit better defensively, maybe. I'm crazy about the contact. I mean, Ebel, it's hard to pass up that 80 power. But I feel like the higher floor with someone like Mason White is the better pick right now. Zach Stewart, meh. Nope. Boston Kellner is a two-way guy. Jackson Miller looks all right. Cam Smith looks okay. Gavin Turley. Judd Udermark. In BLM, there was a Hall of Fame guy who never played college baseball. He switched to basketball and walked on Kentucky. Also drafted him. Yeah, it's Josh Eknes. Yes, draft to glory. Josh Eknes, Texas Rangers. I think it may have been in BLM. There was a Hall of Famer in BLM who played. Yeah, it was. The hell's his name? He's the first baseman for the Sioux City Explorers, and he's a douchebag. John Nagowski. John Nagowski in BLM was a Hall of Famer, I believe, and he was playing indie ball for the he plays indie ball for the Explorers right now. I think we're gonna go Mason White. I'm gonna take a look at the pictures real quick, but I think we're gonna go Mason White. We already looked at Bremer, Tilly, no. I could be wrong. I know it was somebody that was in the American Association. I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was Nagowski, but I don't remember for sure. Yeah, we're going to take Mason White. We're going to take Mason White. That's a great name. Cruz Schoolcraft. Oh, wow. He can hit, too. Assuming he develops, but we're going to take Mason White. Let's get to our next pick. Who do they think we should take now? Josiah Hartshorn. He is a left fielder. He's 18 years old. He's got high work ethic, and he has a crap ton of power. Hey, Brees. Yeah, Bregman hit a home run. Had a single in his first at bat, homered in his second at bat. He's gonna have, I think, a pretty good season. This has got to be Benny's kid, right? His name is Bruin. It's got to be Benny Agbayana's kid, right? Anyway, yeah, he had a good debut. Good debut. He's gonna hit a lot of doubles. He's gonna hit a lot of home runs. Whether or not he's gonna be worth $40 million remains to be seen. But yeah, he's gonna have a good season, I think. Who do they want me to take? Josiah Hartshorn. Oh, right here. 45 contact. Yeah, I mean, that contact is a 20, according to OSA. For us, it's 25. That's going to take forever to develop. Maybe it wasn't Nagowski. I don't remember who it was, but there was somebody. I'll have to. Oh, I can't go and look, but or maybe I can. I don't know. Omar Cerna. He's an impossible sign. There was somebody because I remember seeing his name and went, "Oh, look at that! I called a game for him last week or whatever it was." Carson Brumbaugh. I mean, again, if they actually develop into a two-way player, that's pretty damn good. Schoolcraft, I think, was better as a two-way guy. Tristan Cassius is weird, man. He's just a weird dude. So I don't, I mean, I don't think he has any say in what happens with the young guys, but I think Campbell gets called up sooner rather than later. Honestly, he'll play second base. Bregman will play third because ultimately, I have to think that Raffy will do what's best for the team when it's all said and done. Just have to assume that he will. High leader, high loyalty, low finance. Do you think it's? I don't think they ever tried to trade Cassius. I think people said that they tried to trade Cassius. I think if they could get value for him someplace where they needed it, they wouldn't be afraid of doing it. But oh yeah, that was they asked for one of Seattle's top pitchers. What the hell's his name? They asked for Kirby, and the Mariners laughed at him, as they should have. But that doesn't mean they were trying to trade him. I mean, if the Mariners will give us George Kirby for Tristan Cassius, I would take that in a heartbeat too. But that's not going to happen. So, yeah, right, and that's what it is. I mean, if the Mariners had said, sure, we'll give you George Kirby for Tristan Cassius, then the Red Sox would be stupid not to jump on something like that. But that's not going to happen. What do I do here in the second round? Tucker Bivin looks all right. Do I take? I mean, I'm looking at like Schoolcraft or whoever that hitter was that was a two-way guy. The shortstop. Rumba. Seattle wouldn't do Devers for Kirby, not with how much Raffy's getting paid. I don't know. I kind of like Brumbaugh. Play all over the place, infield, outfield. ways to go from a pitching perspective. But I mean, as an 18-year-old, he's got 35 stuff, 40 movement. I'll take Carson Brumbaugh, I guess. Yeah, he said no to DH now, but I mean, I think ultimately he'll do what's best for the team. At least I would hope he would do what's best for the team. And if he doesn't do what's best for the team, then I would suspect that the team will do what's best for them. Honestly. Schoolcraft still around? He is. All right, we'll take Schoolcraft. I love Necker and the power, though. We'll take Schoolcraft. They think we should take Evan Hankins. I'm not going to do that. I mean, bench is a bit of a loaded word, Breeze. I mean, you know, nobody plays 150, 160 games anymore. So Story could play shortstop one day, second base the next day. He could play DH the day after that, and they can just all cycle, and they could all get one out of every 4 days off, and they'd all play 130 games, and everybody would be happy. So I think it's you gotta. I mean, he's still really good defensively, and they're paying him, so you got to play him. I mean, you can't just put him on the bench for the rest of his time with the Red Sox. So, I think they'll figure out a way to make it work. I mean, even without Christian Campbell or Marcelo Meyer being called up, Bregman's Story. Yeah, I mean, Yoshida's probably I mean, right now Yoshida's their starting left fielder, which isn't going to work long term. I mean, he's the one who's likely to get moved here at some point. But yeah, I don't know. But it should be interesting. Should be interesting. Evan Blanco, we'll take him. Looks leader, loyalty, intelligence. I mean, definition of average, but if he ends up 50, 50, 60, that's fine. So yeah, I don't, why did my phone just shut off? Damn it. I think Rafi will do what's best for the team. Yeah, I mean, Yoshida is what he is. He's a line drive hitter. He's never going to hit for a high average. He's fine. They're paying him a lot, though, just to be fine, and that's kind of where I have a problem. You'd have to add a prospect. I don't know about a top prospect, but you would definitely have to add something to get somebody to take that contract. Sure. No, he's not getting paid like A-Rod. He's getting paid like $15 million a year or something like that, $18 million a year. So it's, in the scheme of things right now, that's not a lot of money. But if you don't have a place to play him, and oops, that's why, because my video was off. If you don't have a place to play him, then yeah, what is going on here? Come on. There we go. I am still live, right? I am still live. And Montgomery gets hurt a lot, though. I mean, that was part of the issue with him. He was injured when we drafted him. But yeah, I mean, they may have to attach a prospect to move him, but that's the game. Yeah, thank you, Breeze. There was something going on with my phone. That's the game, though. I mean, if you sign somebody and he doesn't work out, there are always teams willing to take them, as long as you give them something in value on the other side. Necker. I'll take Von Necker. It's fine. Not a great draft. I mean, but that's usually what happens with that second draft, right? It's always kind of meh. Alec Blair. Low work ethic, but good ratings. I'll take him. All right, let's look at individual pitch potential, see what we can find. We got any knuckleballers? We don't. I want to do it this way, though, because it shows work ethic and intelligence. And Jacobs, 21-year-old. Nothing on the work ethic, but everything else looks okay. Maybe we can get lucky with someone. What do we got here? Christian Fauch. Yeah, but Cespedes is years and years away. I mean, he's 20 years old or something. They're not going to move him just yet. You never know what he could turn into. We're going to take Matt Scott. He's got the high work ethic. I like that. No knuckleballers. An error has occurred. Why has an error occurred? Is my phone getting too hot? Is that what's going on here? Is my phone overheating? I don't need to access more tools as a mod. I'm good. Thank you. Well, ultimately the plan is Meyer at short and Campbell at second, I think, if everybody stays healthy. I mean, I think that's the ultimate plan for the team. Cooper. Yeah, second draft is always a little crappy, which stinks since we had the 5th pick. I was hoping for something a little better. Marcus Morgan has got the high work ethic. Why does my phone keep turning off? Stop it. Grissom, I mean, he struggled last year, so who really knows? He struggled last season in his time. I don't think the plan was for Christian Campbell to develop as quickly as he did. I mean, he came out of nowhere this past season. I think the plan was for Vaughn Grissom to be that guy, but Christian Campbell is now one of the best prospects in the game. So who really knows? It's not a bad problem to have. I think Sox move Grissom with Yoshida to put Campbell. It's a possibility. Keeping Yoshida doesn't keep them from putting Campbell at second. It just means they've got, a platoon DH type bat. They don't have to trade Yoshida. If they don't find something, if they don't want to. Donis Guzman, yep, we're gonna take him. I like the defensive ratings. I think we might take Brady Neal right afterwards as well if he's still there. Yep, high leader, high adaptability, good catcher ratings. What do we got? We got Jordan Taylor, low work ethic. Paul, good defensively, but the other stuff was bad. Yeah, Anthony's I think he's technically listed as a corner outfielder, so left or right. But yeah, they don't have to move Yoshida to play any of their prospects. They could call up every one of their prospects and still have Yoshida on the team. He just, doesn't really have a position. So moving him gives them flexibility, but I don't think it's an absolute must that they trade him. I like to go through and find defensive guys, once we get into the middle rounds, but I would go, maybe I'll just take Taylor. He's got low work ethic, low adaptability. He's probably never going to amount to anything, but he's got the defense. Yeah, Crochet, he had a good first showing. He's only 25. Gives him an ace. Lets Bayo be, not have to worry about being their top starter. So, yeah, who really knows? That's why spring is awesome, right? Because you never know what's going to end up happening. Yeah, my phone is acting really weird right now. I think it's overheating. So I'm going to take it off of that charger. I'm going to have to run down into my house and I may have to run into my house in a minute and grab a charger for my phone because I don't have chat up on the screen because I am a Twitch noob. I'm in the middle of the draft still, aren't I? Invest in time travel. Well, I mean, is that the best move for Yoshida? I mean, he made a butt ton of money to come to America. So, I mean, is that really the best move for him? Sandoval got hurt. I didn't see that. How long is he out for? Do we know what's wrong with him? Jason Jones. Max McGuire. I'm not really fussed about these last handful of drafts. We'll let the AI finish. All right. Oh, the best move for the Red Sox, yes, is to go back and not sign him, period. Yeah, that I would agree with. All right, so we will sign him. He doesn't want much money at all. That is nice. Thank you, Carson. Sign everybody to what they're asking for. Just $75,000 requests from Blanco and Necker. Blair wants 700,000. We can swing that. All right, July 11th. That's the Red Sox. That's not us. I don't know why I was looking at the Red Sox. Forgot what sim I was playing. We are 42 and 45. We are in fourth place, tied with the Reds. 2.5 games out of a wild card. We are last in hitting in the National League. We have the second. Sandoval suffered a UCL in 2024. Well, the Red Sox didn't sign him until this season. So, maybe it was one of those deals where they sort of expected him to be out most of the season, kind of like they did with Giolito last year. But then Giolito got hurt again. Crochet is not a starter by 2026. Why do you think that? Trades. We need offense, really, at every position. I mean, I think Cruz he's been fine in center field. He hasn't been great, but he's been fine. Davis has been fine behind the plate. I think catcher, third base, first base, and center field are the only positions that are quote unquote locked up. Yeah, Hendricks will be back. He got a clean bill of health, I don't know, around the end of the year last year. All right, let's just look at everybody that aren't free agents or aren't in the national complex. Maybe there's a bat we can get. I mean, we're not getting someone who's rated in the high 50s or what are we doing? We're just looking at batters here. We're not getting someone who's rated in the 80s down to probably the 60s, but we might be able to get somebody in this world here who can hit. Not the number 20 prospect in baseball, though. Ramos is number 90. Do I miss Tyler O'Neill? Not particularly. We'll see how the year goes, but maybe we miss him as a bat against lefties, but I mean, he had 34 home runs, drove in like 70 runs or something. Like half his home runs were solo home runs. You don't think he'll stay healthy, and if he does, you don't think he's going to keep being good enough. He might be their opening day starter in 26, but you don't think he'll be a league ace by the end of the year. We'll see. We will certainly see. I hope you're wrong. Just kind of leave it at that. I hope you're wrong. Christopher Morel. Could we get someone like Morel from the Cubs? I mean, can it happen without giving up Skeens? No. Okay. I suppose I could mess around with it, but we're probably looking at someone in the 50 range, but there's got to be somebody in here that is flawed in one way or another. Sean Bouchard doesn't look terrible. Yeah, I mean, we get someone like Sean Bouchard. Again, not a great bat, but better than what we're throwing out there. Castillo, we could trade Nolasco. Yeah, sure. Rodolfo Nolasco, sure. What else can we do? Anything else we could? Can we get a warming Bernabel? Montgomery, 77 prospect. Charter is the guy we just traded, and he's 25 prospect in baseball. What the hell happened here? The guy we traded for Ryan Ritter's now the number 25 prospect in baseball. Cool. You don't think he's going to be a rookie ball guy, but you foresee him going back to the bullpen or just blowing out his arm. David Clyde, well, you're going back a ways. I mean, the difference is that Crochet's had some success. I don't think Clyde ever really did he? Denton. I don't think he's. I mean, yeah, you look at someone like Manoa. He caved in. He went to rookie. Yeah, right. Um, Bouchard, what's his ARB number next season? 2.6. I mean, he's not bad. Having a good year. How's he hitting on the road? 800 OPS. I mean, he's been fine. We're trading a player that really doesn't do anything for us. He can play. He's all right. I mean, he's basically Renfro. Let's see what else is available. Let's see what we got. Grisham's only hitting 250 for the Sox. Ground ball hitter. I like line drive guys. He's been pretty good defensively. Isaac Paredes. 6 million in ARB this year, which means next year he's going to want more than that. Everson Pereira with the Yankees. No, yeah. See, the problem with going after guys like that is that the AI really, really values pitching or hitting rather. Schneider's really good against lefties. Toronto trade us Davis Schneider. They would not. Yeah, see, like this is just ridiculous. Can we do something with some of our starting pitching? Wow. Gabriel Arias. Yeah, he developed nicely. You're going to want Skeens only, right? Not even Skeens. Like, I couldn't trade you Paul Skeens straight up for Gabriel Arias. Are you sure? Let's do it this way. We've got some pitching depth. What kind of bat can we get for Oviedo? Really? Okay. No, I'm not going to trade Skeens. But Cleveland said that they wouldn't trade anybody for Arias straight up. Man, being unemployed is so weird. Would you have taken that deal, Breeze? Like, if you lived in Pittsburgh, let's say you were a Pirates fan, right? Let's say you were a Pirates fan and you pulled that card and they offered you the whatever it was, lifetime season tickets, and would you have taken that deal? I mean, I may have. You never know what's going to happen with Skeens. I mean, that card might be worth, $30,000 in 20 years. It may be worth nothing. If you if you make that deal, you've got lifetime season tickets. You can trade those. Like, what do you do? But if they were your favorite team, would it matter? Like, if I pulled a, Marcelo Meyer card and the Red Sox offered me season tickets for 10 years, like, I would go, yeah, sure, absolutely, why not? I mean, I hate to trade him the year after we got him, but is there a bat that we can get? Because, I mean, I think pitching wise, we're okay. We're so weak offensively, and I just don't know how to change that. Yeah, like trading Baz gets us nothing. I don't want to trade Jared Jones. Baseball's the one. I spend all summer watching baseball, but that's the one. But that's how I feel about football. Like, my father-in-law's got Bears season tickets, so he always offers me Patriots tickets when they come to town. And this was the first year I just said, no, I'm good. I'm gonna pass. All right, so Nolan Jones can be had for Jared Jones. I'm gonna see maybe if we can pick up Jones without giving up Jared. See what that might look like. Joey X, there's not really anybody else here. I mean, I can tell you, like, my father-in-law, for example, he had White Sox season tickets for years and years and years, and sounds nice in theory, but you're not going to want to be here. Yeah, right. Um, he had White Sox season tickets for years and years and years, and in 2000, when they won it all in 2005, he would go to half the games, and the ones he didn't go to, he would sell. And he made more than made his money back over the course of the year. And, once that money stopped coming in, once he stopped being able to make as much on the tickets or on the tickets as the tickets cost, he stopped getting season tickets. See, here's where I'm afraid. Like, I could pick up Nolan Jones. Back-to-back 20 home run seasons. He's good defensively. He's a good bat. And they want Mitch Jebb, who has... The ratings have started to spike here as of late. Yeah, I mean, like, you want to be a flipper, flip. I mean, I don't see that being like... people do it. You got to have that... who are we talking about? Nolan Jones? He's eligible, so he's still got a few years left. You got to have the money up front. And if you've got the money up front and you can do it, then do it. Like, sure, why not? I was talking about being unemployed. Yeah, it's so strange. To just... Like, I don't want to say I have nothing to do, but like I have it's a weird situation for me right now. Like, I did those 14 hockey games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I was talking to my broadcast partner, the guy that I do all these games with, and it was weird because Sunday night for me was Friday night because I had nothing to do today. And today I slept until like 9:30. And it's just weird. I'm getting used to it, and I gotta say I don't hate it. I gotta say that I don't hate it. I like the. I'm gonna take. I've never been unemployed. Last time I was unemployed, I was 18 years old. So I am certainly leaning into this a little bit. I guess is probably the best way to put it. I'm gonna enjoy the time. What do we think about this? What do we think about this deal here? Hey, Sporer just followed, and Meteors, thank you for the follow as well. I didn't get the notifications because I still don't know how to use Twitch, so I don't know. I don't know how to get the notifications to come up. I'm sure it has something to do with, because I use OBS to record, but I assume it has something to do with the settings through Streamlabs, and that's something I gotta mess with. So I gotta check my stream manager every once in a while to see who followed. So got a couple of follows over the last half hour. So thank you, Spore. Thank you, Meteors. I appreciate you guys coming in and dropping a follow, and I'll drop the Discord link in there one more time just because. If you want to join my Discord, there's like 70 of us over there right now. It's a small crew, but now that I'm active recording again, it's yeah. So anyway, what do we think of this? If you retain money, does that mean you? Yeah, if I retain here, it means I pay his money, and I mean, he's making the minimum. Pagero and Bowman are both making the minimum. Brannigan's in the minors. I mean, I don't mind this. We would have Nolan Jones and Cabrian Hayes who could play first and third, and then we can stick Vlad at DH. We could put Nolan Jones out and left. What do his splits look like away from Coors? Where are we? Where is Road? Right here. He's actually better on the road. Your wife lost her job during COVID. She hated it at first. She went back to school. Yeah, the first week I was, obviously stressed because I've never been unemployed and I've never dealt with it before. But it's allowed me to, focus on my broadcasting and, finding additional gigs. And, the people in my broadcasting circle have been amazing, helping me find jobs and helping me find, things that I can do and stuff. So, they've been unbelievable. And there's a lot out there in terms of support that you can get, when you're unemployed, in terms of, just help that's available. So, I don't foresee myself being able to do this for very long just because I get bored easily. But for right now, it's these last week or so has been nice. Excuse me. I think I'm going to make the deal here. Cooper Bowman, who we picked up in a trade with Tampa when we were just trying to move a contract. Good speed, but, he doesn't really have a home for us. Can we do it without Bowman? We can. You're afraid. Well, you're also young, Breeze. You're, 18, 19 years old, right? Like, you're a kid. When I was your age, I didn't want to work either. I worked because I had to, and eventually you'll have to get a job as well. And, it's just sort of how it works being an adult. You just eventually have to work. But I've paid into unemployment for 3 decades, so I'm gonna take advantage of it here. So I'm gonna make this deal. Chase Bowen, who I don't care about, a high work ethic guy, but he's already 24. Jack Brannigan looks okay as a defensive third baseman, but we're gonna get a good defensive third baseman. And Pagero, who low work ethic, pretty good defensively, but COVID unemployment was better and longer. Yeah, this isn't gonna last forever. But if I can collect unemployment for 3 months, and, because most of the jobs that I'm looking at, the sports information, working at a college as a director of athletic communications or whatever, like most of those jobs are going to open up during the summer. They're just not available right now. So like I look every other day, I have like a list of places that I look for work, and there's just nothing there. And I'm fine, sleeping in and getting some rest and bumming around the house. And today I just did a bunch of laundry and I did some dishes and it's 9 o'clock and I'm not worrying about work tomorrow and I'm just sitting here playing a game. So we're going to make this trade. We're going to bring in Nolan Jones. Bring in the leadership, the fan reaction. That should bump our fan interest, which is now up to a 58. Our fan loyalty is also now poor and not pathetic or whatever the other one was called. Now we just got to figure out how to work him into the lineup. So I think we make him our first baseman. We'll make Vlad our DH. Also gives us another lefty in the lineup, which is nice. We'll bat him fourth. Move Sawinski up. We'll do something like that. And then against lefties, what do I want to do against lefties? What does it do with Nolan Jones? Starter tired. Once Vlad starting as the DH. So if the game moves Vlad to DH every second day, I think my phone's shutting off because the battery's dying. Guys, I'll be right back. I gotta run and get my charger. I'll be back in a minute. Hang tight. Gotta put my shoes on. I gotta go outside. You get to see my Stormtrooper pants. I'll be right back. All right. Better. Let's get this out of the way. Excuse me. Come on. All right. All right, better. All right. So Nolan Jones against lefties, not great. Sorry, I just ran up the stairs. I'm out of breath. Not great against lefties. How's Blaze Jordan doing? 280 against lefties. Yeah, I don't suspect that. Why won't this work? Everything is difficult. Before the next stream, I absolutely need to figure out how to get Twitch chat to work on my computer. Let's leave it like that. That's fine. Yeah, so he hasn't been great against lefties. I mean, he's been fine at 833 OPS. Just small sample size. Can Bowman play second? I guess he can. It's hard to find people to hire. Yeah, it can be. It can be depending on the job. It's starting to get dry up in my office. I mean, I want Jones to play every day. It's just a matter of how do I make that work. Jones. So if Guerrero starts for Jordan every second day, will Jones start for Guerrero every second day? Is that how this works? Guess we'll just kind of leave it like that. Is that how it works, though? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. All right, so we added a nice bat to our lineup. We'll see if he helps us perform, I guess. What are we doing? Let's go. Sim. 44 and 45. Renfroe with his first home. No, Renfroe with a triple. Bowman with his first home run. Great. Creative Cloud crashed. I don't care. Nicholas had a really good start. His first start with us. I forgot we called him up. That was like an hour ago at this point. Had another week. Back to 500. Back under 500. 3 games under 500. 4 games under 500. Well, that's a 5-game losing streak. That's not good. All-Stars. Did we have any? Henry Davis was the 3rd best catcher, or 3rd most votes, I guess. Skeens was the highest, the most votes from a starting pitcher perspective. Who made the All-Star team for us? Skeens, of course, is going to get the start. Henry Davis made it. That's it. So we had 2. Okay. It's not a surprise. What about the prospects game? Hagen Smith continues to go the wrong direction with his development. Estuar Suero, 19-year-old. We just lost 5 in a row going into the break. That kind of sucks. How's Nolan Jones done for us so far? 4 for 19. All right, well, let's sim another week. I'm going to keep going. I feel like keep playing. You're trying to fix your left shift key. That's fine, man. You can do what you got to do. I'm just sitting here playing the game as if I was doing a recording at home and, not a live recording. And if people want to come and hang out, people can come and hang out. I am totally okay with that. Our starting pitching our pitching in general has still been fantastic. Our defensive efficiency has been fine. Our offense is just miserable. And I don't know what to do to fix it. Sometimes it won't respond. That's fine. Just don't type in, don't type capital letters. Our bullpen has started to kind of go the wrong way here. Harbin, the young guy, I mean, he's only pitched 3 innings, so I'm not terribly worried about it. But how far out of the race are we? We're only 3.5 games out. I mean, a bunch of teams in front of us, but we're only 3.5 games out. Not trying to type. Well, I know what you're trying to say, so you don't have to type in caps. You're good. Are there any relievers on the block that wouldn't cost much? My nose is itchy. I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow for the first time in like 4 months. Look at this. You guys want to see something nuts? Look at this hair. Look at this. Look at how ridiculous I look. I guess you can't really tell because the hat is kind of matted it down, but you should see me in the morning. It's out of control. Stevenson, Clay Holmes is making $11 million. Nope. Ryan Presley is making $10 million through next season. Tanner Scott is making $17 million through this season. And we can afford it. You want an actual piece back. I was hoping maybe you were just looking to dump the contract. We got here Adrian Hauser. Seawald. This year and next, right? Yeah, I don't want to be paying anybody into next year. Unless they want to retain. If they're willing to retain, I'm willing to take contract into next season, but that would be it. I don't want to give up any of these players for him. How's Sawinski doing this year? He's having a better year. Still not great. Defensively, he's been above average in right. He's been okay. Johnson is absolutely tearing up AAA, but I'm not calling him up. Not going to call him up. He was 11, right? Yeah, 10-6. It's a vesting option. How many games has he finished so far this year? Where is games finished? Right here. He's finished 36 games already, so it would vest really soon. Toss, 25 million. Paddock's only making $7.5 million. They want actual prospect. They want actual players in return, which I'm not prepared to do. 5. Joe Jimenez is an extreme fly ball guy. Strom? I would take Strom. Not for any of these players, but I would take Strom. Okay, so they would take Strom for a outfielder that's Rule 5 eligible. Yeah, I mean, Strom's not great, but it gives us another arm in the pen because things have been not great. That's not what I wanted to do. Things have not been great lately. I think we send Harbin down. Let him develop a little bit more in AAA. Call Strom up. Gotta put somebody on waivers. Karinchak, if anybody wants to take him, you're more than welcome to him. We'll make him a setup / middle relief. All right, let's get to the deadline, I guess. Dodgers want to send us Christian Zazueta, Jose Hernandez, Maddox Bruns, and Brady Smith for Karinchak and Torero. I mean, this feels like why not? Like, who cares type deal. I don't need Jose Hernandez. I can remove him from this. Brady Smith is 20. I'm okay with that. Can we get anybody else? Is there anybody else that you're willing to move in this deal instead of that third baseman that I've already pulled off the list? What about Noah Miller? This game is weird. I mean, I'm fine taking the deal like this. I don't really care. I mean, it gets Karinchak off the books. It gives us some more pitching depth. Sure. Now it says almost. What is going on? Sure. Okay. We had to take Jose Hernandez as part of the deal. That is totally fine. Let's let the AI set things up. Do I miss Kike? I mean, not really. I mean, he's still my profile picture on Discord. Um, good player, nice guy to have around, useful. But do I miss him? Not really. Not really. All right, so we made that deal. We're 9.5 games out of first. We're 3.5 out of the wild card. Lose again. Let's look at the deadline and see if there's anybody on the block that would be of interest to us. I'm content just. Do you miss nobody who aren't? No, I mean, you got to understand, Breeze. I spend more time during the summer thinking about indie ball than I do Major League Baseball. So I once dog season starts, I may watch 5 Red Sox games this season. It's not that I'm not interested. It's just my attention is focused elsewhere. So I just don't have time to miss them. That's kind of where I am with it. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to, obviously I wish Mookie didn't get traded. There's nobody here I'm interested in. I mean, Bo Bichette would be interesting, but again, I mean, yeah, not for what you're asking for return. So we will just go ahead and finish deadline day. Yeah. So I don't. I guess I'm just past that point in my life. Am I getting 26? Yeah, absolutely. Assuming I can afford it. It is gonna be the first time in 4 years that I've had to actually buy it. I've been fortunate with the guys over at GM Games who have always taken care of me and made sure that I had a copy of it. But given that I haven't given them anything back here over the last 12 months, it would be inappropriate at best for me to talk to them about that. So yeah, I mean, I'll buy it and I'll play the crap out of it like I do everything else. Adolfo Oviedo, Marston got worse. He's still a top 100 prospect. Nunnally got better. That's good to see. All right. Kobe Mayo, batter of the month in the AL. Chorio in the NL. Devin Williams, the best pitcher. Signed with the Red Sox. Yamamoto, rookie of the month in the AL. Familia and Sem Roberts in the NL. Claimed on waivers. That would have been a nice waiver claim. Speaking of waiver claim, that's something I should be paying more attention to, in all honesty. It's almost always pitchers, but rebuild your pitching staff using waivers. Yeah, Brian Hudson. He's a free agent, extreme ground ball guy. Craig Yoho. I think we go after Craig Yoho here. He's just 25. Claim him. Sure, why not? Yeah, I'm looking forward to the draft combine stuff. Looking forward to the improvements that they're making to the indie to the excuse me, to the development lab. So it should be interesting. Let's keep simming. I don't think. Yeah, I mean we were 40, so we signed Yoho, which is, I mean, it seems like a decent pickup, right? He's 25 years old, low work ethic, but I mean, those aren't bad ratings. Send Lauer down, I guess. Yeah, I will play the crap out of it because that's what I do. Moretta, I'd like to leave him on the 40-man in case we need him. Is there anybody here that not really? Holderman probably. No, we can DFA Holderman. It's fine. Right, signed signed Yoho because YOLO. Absolutely, I like it. Who pitched in this one? We won 5-4. 2 hits for Bowman, 2 hits for Vlad, 3 hits for Hayes, Nicholas. Oviedo gets the win. All right, let's keep simming. Let's see if I can get through the end of the regular season. That way, when I do my next recording, I can do the off season. Yeah, we haven't been good. We're 49-56. Going back-to-back games over Houston, which is a bit of a surprise, but DeLuca's had a nice year. This was an underrated pickup as part of that deal we got last year when we got Baz and PPO. I mean, the Powers disappeared. He had 13 home runs the first month of the season or something, but he's been good. Cruz is having a nice year. Stayed mostly healthy. Nolan Jones hitting 180 with us. That's not great. Sawinski. Yeah, Sawinski's probably gone this year. 760 OPS is fine, but Jared Jones, 3.45 ERA, but he's 9-10. We won here. Renfroe goes through 4. He's hitting 286 for us, just not a lot of power. Strom, he's 2-9. Yeah, we need some closer help too. Yuck. Strom looks like he's been pretty good with us. He had 4 or 5 shutout innings so far. All right, let's keep going. Tampa's 75-33. We're 53-58. I mean, we're not going to be. Nestor Cortez is with San Diego. How do you end up here? Minor league free agent signing. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we collapsed last season. I don't think we're going to collapse this year, assuming we can stay healthy. I think our starting pitching is good enough to keep us from collapsing, but we have to figure out the offense. Yeah, I mean, we can't go on a winning streak because our offense is terrible, but we won't go on a super long losing streak either because our pitching staff is good. So we just sort of, win 1, lose 2, win 2, lose 1. We just go back and forth. And Shane Baz is not. I mean, he got off to a really good start, but it's been a bad couple of months. Yeah, August is bad. July was good. June was bad. So. Skeens has a 3.68. That's kind of surprising. I mean, he's still on pace to have an amazing year, but still. Jones has been good. Nicholas has been good in limited starts. What's going on here? 4. If his control was a 50, all of a sudden he's really, really good. Look at the line Tamar Johnson is putting up in AAA right now. This is absolutely ridiculous, but I'm not gonna blow that year of arbitration. I mean, if we can get, we're 7 games out of a wild card. I was gonna say if we could get within like 2 games of a wild card, maybe I call him up. But I can't justify it when we're now 8 games under 500. We're losing a bunch of games in a row. 9 games under 500. We just lost Joe Boyle. Yeah, I just doesn't make sense. Tomorrow is the day CB25 gets released. Oh, Wolverine is CB25. Is that what we're talking about? Call Lauer back up, I guess. I haven't bought any Wolverine stuff in ages. just for lack of time, honestly, more than anything. I didn't have time to play games, period, let alone play games and record them and post them and everything else. This has been a bad month. We're 9 games under 500. And we win a game. So Ahmed is recovering well. That's good for him, I guess. Jones up to 252 with us. 892 OPS. I mean, he's been playing pretty well. So our 2 acquisitions haven't been bad. Vlad's having a miserable season. And we're paying him $30 million next year. All right, let's get to the end of August. Yeah, things are falling apart here in August for us. Win 2, win 3 out of 4. We won 4 out of 5 to end the month. I mean, that's not nothing, I guess. That's not nothing. Vlad's got his average up to 270. Renfro's hitting 282 with us. No power, but you might be making a new series with CB and first time you did a link league. Yeah, I always liked the pro game. The pro basketball game was fun. But I found college basketball and college football to be just a little repetitive for my liking. The recruiting is just very, very repetitive, and it just gets boring after a while. Wow, Aiden Harris has gotten good, man. Let him finish the season there, but yeah, it's just been a little repetitive for me, so I just kind of meh, you know. All right. Finish the day with Skeens on the mound. Get a win with Skeens on the mound, please. Finish the month strong. Nope. All right. Nicholas, movement gets worse. Stuff gets better. Jones, he drops a little bit in both, but he's still having a really good year. Johnson continues to get her. Spencer Jones gets worse. That sucks. So that trade that we made for those 3 prospects last year look like they're going to turn into great big nothing burgers. Bomb. He's having an okay season in high A. We'll let him finish there. Same thing with Evita. Cruz Schoolcraft. He's being used as a 2-way guy. He's not hitting at all, but the pitching's been fine. Marston gets worse. We already talked about Harris. Esther Suero looks like he's getting better. He's got to get called up to A ball. All right. So we are at roster expansion. Judge in the American League, Jordan Walker in the National League, Rasmussen, Abner Uribe, and then Elvis Martinez and Wilderd Patino. Wilderd, that is a name. All right. Who gets called up? I'm call up Harbin. And then I guess Malcolm Nunez. Sure, why not? Call up another bat. I don't think we make any changes. I think we just what happened here? I think we just roll with what's going on and yeah, I think we just roll with our depth charts and finish off year 2. So we were 73 and 89 last year. We're on pace to be better than that this year, but who knows what'll happen over the last month. We just took 2 out of 3 though from the Cubs. Ahmed, I mean, just put him on a rehab assignment. That was a waste of a signing this year, but that's okay. We got the start in this 4-0 win. Nicholas, ERA is spiked. He must have gotten hit hard. Yeah. A couple of bad starts there, and my phone shut off again. I don't know why it's doing this. I absolutely have to figure out. Man, I've been going for 3 hours. Wow. Look at me. I got energy. It's amazing what happens when you don't also have to work 50 hours a week and you can just play video games. When you just play video games, it's easy to sit here and play for 3 hours. We got 13 people in here. Go me. What are we doing? We're just sort of simming along. If you were a Yankee, you'd want to risk a full-grown Messi. I don't know. You can grow a beard now if you're a Yankee, so do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. 64 and 70. 64 and 70. I think we end up with a better record than what we had last year, but it's going to be close. Just took 2 more games from the Cubs. I mean, we're hanging around that 500 mark. I mean, we're not going to hit 500, but I mean, we're not going to be that far underneath, are we? Duran is out for 3 to 4 months. Cool. That wasn't a good season for Ezekiel, but, you know, maybe there's something else there. Ahmed up, I guess. Stick Nick Ahmed at second base. Yeah, we have to figure out something offensively. I think Cruz, Guerrero, Nolan Jones isn't terrible. It's certainly not good, but I don't think it's like terrible. 67 and 73. Yeah, I mean it's really, it's a combination. It's we win 1, then we lose 2, then we win 2, then we lose 2, then we win 1, then we lose 2, and then out of nowhere we score 22 runs against Washington. And this was a game. Hunter Renfroe is now hitting 309 with us this year, so this wasn't a bad pickup. Gave us a 914 OPS. It's not going to be enough, but not a bad game. This is a good game for us. Hayes and Ritter homer. Jordan ended up okay. 723 OPS, no real power to speak of, but, you know, it's a bat. Yeah, Davis is the leadoff hitter. Wasn't a bad option. Ended up giving us a 375 OPS. Take it. Seems like every game I look at, Kyle Nicholas is the starter. I hope Skeens keeps that ERA sub 4. That's really what I'm aiming for here. Same thing with Jones. Get Ortiz back in 3 days, but yeah, I mean, we're definitely not the worst team in the league. You know, middle of the pack-ish here, right? Oh, good. We're just going to go ahead and do that. I'm not messing with that at all. We'll bring Ortiz back in a couple days early. We're not messing with Skeens at all. His season will come to an end. 14 and 9 with a 3.77, 187 Ks, 184 innings. That's totally fine. We just won through. We're only 3 games under 500. Luke is up to 24 home runs. I mean, Vlad, really, it's not that bad. I mean, a 780 OPS, 112 OPS plus. Certainly not worth $30 million, but it's not that bad. Cruz had a good year for us. There are some pieces. Davis, DeLuca, Guerrero, Cruz, Nolan Jones. There are some pieces there. Not nearly enough pieces, but there are. We're not even in last place anymore. Let's see how long that lasts, though. 72 and 74. 3 games under. 2 games. 74 and 75 now. I mean, is it really as simple as sticking Nick Ahmed in the starting lineup because of his defense? It can't be, right? Whatever it is, it's working right now. Boyle, we will just put on a rehab assignment because I don't want to mess with what's working currently. Can we get back to 500? No. Two games under, one game under, two games under. Come on, let's get to 8. I just want to get back to 500. Oh, 77 and 79. Yeah, I mean, the offense got a little better in the second half of the season. We're up to 12th. Yoho's already diagnosis pending. It was good for us, too, though. Nolan Jones gave us an 835 OPS. I don't care that he only hit 244. Yeah, Sawinski's gone. Sawinski is gone. I don't know that he's going to have any value, but he's gone. Come on. 81 and 81. Give me 81 and 81. Okay, so Yoho is out. Boyle is back. Give me 81 and 81. Come on, we can do this. Can we do this? No, we lose 16 to 7. All right, well, that's not good. So we got to win, what, 4 of our last 5, right, to get there? So Ortiz dropped. The injuries have taken a toll on him. Davis got better. Velasco looks like he's got a little bit of pop. Like, he might be able to replace 80% of what we're getting out of Sawinski. So that's probably the plan there. Suero gets better. Sandoval was one of our international guys this year, yeah. Morel, best hitter in the National League. AL goes to Lazaro Montes. Really? Where did this guy come from? Wow, okay. Top pitcher in the AL, Kremer. Fried in the NL. Montes, Rookie of the Month. And then Toribio in the National League. All right, so we got the Brewers and the Mets here to finish things up. We got to win 4 out of 5. Well, now we got to win 4 out of 4. Lose Baz for the final series of the year. Nolan Jones, 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Vlad ends up with 20 home runs, so it's not a complete bust. That OPS up over 800. I'll take it. Can we sweep the Yankees and finish 81 and 81? 79 and 81? Ah, 79 and 82. 80 and 82. Give me 80 wins. Give me 80 wins. Let's go. Give me 80 wins. 10-0 win to finish the season, and we finish 80 and 82. I will take that. Vlad with a monster game to finish the season, and he ends up with good numbers. An 827 OPS. It's 25 home runs. He had 4 home runs. Tied a major league record with 4 home runs in the final game of the regular season. Roansy Contreras gets the start. Pitches 7 shutout. Our season's over. But 80 and 82, I'll take it. Fan interest has gone from 33 when we started last year to now 54. I'll take that over a year and a half. Fan loyalty is still just a pour. We're going to have some money next season as well. Strom will be gone. A lot of these contracts, I don't say a lot of these contracts, but some of these contracts we're just gonna go ahead and release them, and that'll save $740,000 here, $740,000 there. We're going to trade Sawinski. All right. Pitching, we already talked about Skeens. He was 14-7 or whatever. Good year for Jared Jones. Lost 15 games, but struck out 207 batters. Baz was 7-10. He was fine. Wasn't great, but he was fine. Ortiz, yeah, again, his ratings dipped. The injuries did a number. Nicholas, let's see if we can improve that control once we get to the off season. Pepio, not good this year. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do with him. The home runs are a problem. You have 15 home runs in 73 innings this year. That's not good. Walks were up a little. BABIP was way up, so maybe it's just a BABIP thing. I don't know. We will see. Anything else? Ashcraft had a pretty good rookie season. You take that as your number 5, right? I mean, he gave up 40 home runs, but I mean, you take that as your number. Well, he gave up 40 home runs and he had a 260 BABIP. So something tells me the regression is going to be ugly for him next year, but we'll cross that bridge. Offensively, there was some successes this year. We picked up Nolan Jones, 15 home runs in just 67 games, gave us an 873 OPS. I will take that every day of the week. So our number is only about $4 million. We might be able to sign him to about a 4-year contract. Henry Davis had a great second full season. Didn't quite as many home runs. The average was up, though. The OBP was up. Good year for him. DeLuca, we just stuck him in the starting lineup every day, and he performed. 25 home runs. You'll take it. O'Neal Cruz had a nice year. 831 OPS for him. Still with some room to grow there. Stole 20 bases, was a 2020 guy. Defensively, he was not good in center field, so maybe shortstop is the spot for him. Yeah, maybe shortstop is the spot for him. Maybe we move him back next season. Nothing like jerking around your star player as a youngster, right? Hunter Renfroe was really good for us, but he's moving on. Vlad, we talked about, ended up, I mean, I'm fine with an 827 OPS, 25 home runs. Sawinski's getting traded. Brian Hayes ended up slightly above average defensively. Ryan Ritter, he's better served as a backup. We need to find a shortstop there. Cooper Bowman, he's got some flexibility, kind of play all around the field. He's got decent ratings against lefties too, so there's probably a spot for him. Ali Sanchez was fine as our backup. Ahmed will be gone. Blaze Jordan was meh. Mason White was our top pick. He didn't hit particularly well. Let's go ahead and do this. Marston, he's dipped to a 50, but those are still good ratings for him. We'll call him up to A-ball next season. Hagen Smith. I mean, there's still plenty. I mean, he's only 22. It's not like he's 26 years old, but that control's got to get better. There's got to be some growth during the off season. We got some players we got to put on the 40-man. Nolasco, Tamar Johnson, of course, will be our everyday second baseman and leadoff hitter next year. 100%. Just an absolutely monster season in AAA. So let's go ahead, I guess, and let's get up to International Showcase. We'll sim to the off season, and then we'll call it an episode. Or not an episode, we'll call it a stream. Got a lot of players retiring. It's fine. Minnesota, Baltimore, Boston, Seattle, Cleveland, and Tampa. So 3 teams from the AL East make it. Red Sox get swept by the Mariners. Dodgers and Padres, Cubs and Braves. Those both end in sweeps. So it'll be the Cubs and the Dodgers in the LCS. I got to 9 followers. I wanted to get to 10 today. I wanted to get to my 10th follower here tonight, but maybe next time, maybe next episode. All right, international scouting. Pitchers first. Oof. Alex Aguilar, he's fragile. I don't like that, but we will invite him nonetheless. Yeah, I mean that's where all of our money is going, right? Unless the scouting comes back and he's just awful, that's where the money. That's where it's going. We will invite some of these other guys just to be safe, but that is where it is going for sure. Hopefully, we have enough money to make it happen. Practice. Playoffs end. So, Orioles and Guardians, Dodgers and Cubs. Dodgers win again. Guardians up 2-0. Dodgers up 2-0. Dodgers looking for 3 straight World Series championships. They sweep the Cubs. They're 7-0 in the postseason. Orioles and Dodgers. Let's go O's. Dodgers win again. They're 8-0, 9-0 in the postseason. Zach Gallen led the National League in wins this year. He's a free agent. Durant suffered a setback. He's out for 4 months now. I'm probably trading him. Los Angeles wins again. They have won 3 straight World Series championships. Our offseason starts tomorrow. What does our owner say about our year? I was content. 80-82, I will take. We need another bat or two. I think we're going to need a starting pitcher, but I'm content with the way that season went. That was a good year for us. Completed some owner goals. The league is looking to expand. I don't know that I want the league to expand. I might not allow that. Oh, we'll let it expand. Who cares? New budget, around $80 million. So that gives us some money for this year, but nothing for next. Yeah, woof. Because I think Skeens. Yeah, Skeens is available for arbitration. So we're going to have to figure something out next year, but that's a next year problem. I don't think Roansy Contreras is going to make $5 million for us. We might. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do at that point, but yeah, we go up to 174 million in 2028. That might be the end of the line for Vlad. We will see, as we'll be paying a lot of money to Jared Jones and Paul Skeens. That is for sure. But overall, not a bad season, right? Not a bad season. We went from 73 and was it 73 and 89, right? 73 and 89 to 80 and 82. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. We were 1 game under our Pythag, so we should have been a 500 team, but I will take that. So I'm going to call it a night here, guys. It's been about 3 hours, since literally 3 hours on the nose. I will upload this video sometime tomorrow, and then I'll probably Wednesday record my next video, and then, yeah, I don't know, I might sim up to free agency. I don't know. I'm enjoying playing this this team right now. So I might make a couple of moves. We talked about trading Sawinski, talked about maybe trading Duran. I might do that offline and then come back and show you what those deals look like. Because the goal, right, is to win. The goal is to win a championship before Out of the Park 26 comes out. That may mean that I have to do a little bit of work on the back end to make that happen. So that's it. Appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. If I've got some time later this week, I might do another one, but I don't suspect that I will. I've got some stuff Wednesday night. My son's starting 3-on-3 basketball Wednesday night. I have a basketball game I got to call Thursday. My wife is going out Friday. Saturday, I'm driving down to Bloomington, Illinois to do a doubleheader, call a doubleheader baseball game. So I don't suspect I will have time to post to do another live stream this week, but we'll see what happens. Maybe Sunday night this week rather than Monday. Again, all the days are blending together for me now. So they're all the same. There are no weekdays and weekends for me. There are just days that I sleep in and wear PJs. So anyway, thanks guys. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.